What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Sunday. It is the last day of the first half of the season. So we've got all this week up until Friday with no baseball except for the All-Star game. So this will be the last video, probably until next Monday, because as most of you know, or if you're new to the channel, I am having our second child on Thursday, so I will not be around. There'll be no videos, but you can still subscribe to the channel. The road to 100,000 YouTube subscribers starts right now. We're very close. We only need 90,300 and something. We're very, very close. But anyway, welcome to the channel if you've never been here before. We do things differently. We go through every single game. So the video is a little bit longer, but we break down every game. Everything, pitchers, batters, stacks. We've got weather, ballpark factors, rankings. Everything is there. So if you want to check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website. We've got an article, which you can find right here, which if this video is a little bit longer for you and you need an abbreviated version or a summary, we've got plays at each position. So pitchers we like, and about 5 plays at each position, and like 10 plays or so at the outfield position. So check that out. Clicking on ads on these and on the website helps out the channel more than you know. But we have giveaways every single day for you guys. They're very easy. People have won multiple times. You can win twice a day. You can win multiple days in a row. Now, how to win. Like this video, be a YouTube subscriber, and leave a comment. Super easy, so super simple. If you've done that and this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That includes a week of MLB, NASCAR, PGA, and MMA. NFL once it comes back as well. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a chance at a free $200 a year, or 200 or more likes on a video is a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. Now, yesterday, I really thought we were going to give away a yearly pass for today, but we only got 144 likes, which is awesome. 6 likes away, as is the making of this video, from getting a free year out to you. But we are still going to roll. We're going to roll this here and choose the first one. Now, the first one will win a free month. The second one will do the keyword. So we'll re-roll it even if the first one has the keyword. Yesterday's keyword was kite or kites. So, Richie Smalls, congratulations. He's won multiple times. You have won a month. So email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, your username on the website, and we will get you that month pass into whatever pass you currently have. And now we're going to re-roll it again for a free week. And the winner is, well, Jonathan Shipley has been around a long time, but did not have the keyword. So we're going to re-roll it yet again. Winner is John Cook 6160. Highest Kites, great channel, bro. Thank you so much for the support. Email me if you have a username on the website. If you don't, then go ahead and tell me a username and email you would like, and we will get you set up for that free week. But what we'll do is I will start the week. Technically, I'm going to give you 2 weeks. 2 weeks because there's really no sports until Thursday, which is golf. So that's kind of what we'll do. Well, you have NASCAR, but we will give you 2 weeks instead just because of the All-Star break going on. So congratulations to both of you. Now let's jump into it. So it's a Sunday. You guys know it's a day of rest for catchers. We might see that go on. We might see some other players start. It's the end of the first part of the season. We might see some catchers or other people be in there today. So we'll definitely take a look and break it down a little bit. But I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick before we go through. As you guys know, we have a paid sponsor on the site right now and the YouTube pages. We are doing awesome with you guys. Outlier.bet. Now, Outlier.bet is the one encompassing website you need if you do sports betting, or it does help with DFS as well. You can break down different games. You can dig into the numbers, matchup details. So this is the detail game. So we can't play this Yankee-Baltimore game because it's 10:35. I think it's the Roku game of the week or whatever. But you've got the starting pitcher. You got Dean Kramer, 4-5 record. But he does have good numbers against the Yankees here. His numbers have been better against them. So you can see red is bad, green, good, so you can check out which ones you need. You can check out the insights. So Yankees are 6-16 against the spread in their last 22 games. They've had a rough stretch. You can go through. You can see the Yankees batters that have had success against Dean Kramer. You can go ahead and see the Baltimore bats that have had success against Carlos Rodon as well. So you can do that. You can do prop bets. So these are all prop bets from Saturday because the Sunday ones aren't out yet. But you can go through. You can dig in. So let's say we had Davis Schneider over one double, over half a double. You can dig in. You can look at last 10. He's not gotten one his last 10. His last 20, he's gotten one. Head-to-head, nothing because it doesn't make sense. 2024, he's gotten 14 of 80 games he's had a double this year. So you can just go through. It gives you a ton of information. You go down, you do supporting stats like plate appearances. You go down to key matchups. You go pitch arsenal. You've got it all. You've got a heat map. It's basically 5 websites combined, and it shows you where the best bets are, where the boosts come from. So you can see the best boosts from Saturday. Julio Rodriguez and Christian Walker each record an RBI. Place boost on ESPN Bet was plus 525. So all of the boosts show. So Bet ESPN, Bet MGM, Caesars, they've got it all there. And it's awesome that they partnered up with us. So in being a partner, there's a link in the description of this video. There's an Outlier link here. Sign up using that link. Get 7-day free trial and get a month with them. If you go the 30-day or $30 monthly pass from them, we are going to give you a free month of FTA Plus. If you go with the $130 package a month, their pro package for a month, and you've used our link for the first time and you show us that you've used it, we are going to give you a free year of FTA Plus. A $200 value, save $70, get Outlier Pro for a month and FTA Plus for a year. Every sport for a year as of like July 14th, a full year. So the entire NFL season, the second half of this MLB season, and the first half of next season, the entire NBA season, MMA, PGA, and any other NASCAR, any other sport we bring to the site, you get it if you sign up for their pro package. So again, Outlier.bet, you can go to the website or you can download it to the App Store right now. Thank you so much, Outlier, for being the sponsor. And everyone who's already signed up using the links, congratulations on getting the free content from us. And big shout out to you guys for supporting the one-man channel right now. So now, let's break down the Sunday slate for you guys right now. So this game right here, the early game, we can't play it. We kind of, the Yankees have taken the first two. Thought there would be more, throw-in at the batters. That did not happen. Rodon has struggled. Dean Kramer has struggled against them except for this year. We're not going to cover this game because, again, it is a 2 hour earlier than other ones. So if you play Showdown, you really have to have both pitchers, I think. It really just depends on the lineup that the Yankees put out there. It seems like their lineup changes every single day. It's definitely something to look at. Baltimore just looks flat right now. They're trying to avoid getting swept back-to-back series. One with the Cubs, now with the Yankees. So that is definitely one to pay attention to. But we can't play it in DFS. So now we have the Royals at the Red Sox. You got Brady Singer versus Brayan Bello. We look at this. Pitching today kind of stinks. I'm not going to lie. I don't love the pitching today. Normally at the end of this video, we would do Pitches Be Crazy. Then we would do our simulations. But we're not going to do Pitches Be Crazy today because they consist of Roansy Contreras, Michael Mercado, Brady Singer, Jose Quintana, and Chad Kuhl. And I don't like those names. So we're not going to have that today. We're going to take that, give it a break for the All-Star break, and bring it back afterwards. So that being said, Brady Singer, Boston does strike out. 2.93 ERA, splits-wise, he has not faced them this year. 27 fantasy points at Colorado, which is great. I would take a little bit of Brady Singer. Now, Seth Lugo did not have it yesterday on Saturday. I think Brady Singer has a chance here to have it a little bit. So I would take a little bit of Singer. Brayan Bello, he's been so inconsistent this year. It's hard to know what we would get out of him. So if we look at his numbers, Bello here, 8,000, game log, 2 good starts here, then a very bad start, good start, bad, good. Like, it's been up and down. Kansas City can hit. and this is what I'll tell you, I can be wrong sometimes, and I will be. I don't know if I'll have much exposure to him. I'd rather have Brady Singer here. I'd rather look at the Royals bats a little bit. Sal Perez, Bobby Witt Jr. I would look at, we could look at Kyle Isbell would be a cheap option depending on where he's at. MJ Melendez has double-digit home runs against right-handed pitching. Those are all great numbers. You could look at Michael Massey a little bit if you wanted to. Boston bats, if you don't believe in Singer, obviously Devers, Duran, Wilyer Abreu, probably. I don't mind Connor Wong if he's in there. Again, it's Sunday for catchers, so he might not be in there, but I do not mind them there. Okay, next game. Athletics at the Phillies. Joey Estes versus to be announced. They don't know if it's going to be him, but they believe it's going to be Mercado being a spot start. So it's kind of hard to take this one. We look at a 7.04 ERA, game logs, spot start maybe, but he's not going deep into games. Kind of would rather look at the bats in this game because we don't 100% know. We don't know who it's going to be for sure yet. So I probably would look at the Oakland bat. I'd look at both. Obviously love Philly bats. You guys know who we love. Harper, Turner. Let's bring it up. Harper, Turner, Bohm, Schwarber, Marsh. Those would be the ones I'd look at along with Turner. Like Turner's my number one today at this stack, not overall. Oakland bats, if it is Mercado making a spot start. McCann, I don't mind McCann at all. I would look at Miguel and Duhar, be a very cheap option here. Probably Brent Rooker. He's got 18 bombs. I do not mind him at all. Zach Geloff, only 204 batting average with double-digit home runs as well. So I do not mind that. It's kind of what we're looking at. The next game, we're not 100% sure, which is wild. Dodgers at the Tigers here. They believe, so they think it's going to be Ryan Yarbrough versus Brisky, but we don't know. So I'm not really going to cover this game. And then we don't really know who it's going to be for pitching. But once this news comes out, once we know who's going to be pitching, so then we kind of get a feel for who the batters probably would be, that's when we'll update our projections. That's when we'll update our simulations. We'll update everything else. So we're not going to cover this one right now because we just don't know who it is. Then we got the Rockies at the Mets. Now, Jose Quintana, his numbers, 65 plate appearances, 350 batting average. These numbers seem huge. This is a pitcher's park. I would look at Quintana. Marquez coming off the IL. Maybe you throw him in tournament, but again, we don't know if he is going to be... so we look at this. 29-year-old made 6 rehab starts, posting a 6.23 ERA and 150 whip, along with 23 strikeouts to 5 walks between... AAA and AA or wherever he was in minor leagues. 75 to 90 pitches. I'm not using him. This screams stack the Rockies or stack the Mets, and we stacked them Friday night, and it went well. The only batters that have had success against Marquez, Elias Diaz, Charlie Blackmon, both batting over 300. Brendan Rodgers is another one. So I will take Quintana in tournaments. But kind of looking at this, I'm going with the Mets bats over Marquez. He's not pitched since May of 2023 or before then. He has not good numbers in the minor leagues, and they're bringing him up. I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe he's got something to figure out. I don't know. I'm 100% stacking the Mets. I don't know if they're my favorite stack yet today, but they're one of the top ones. Francisco Alvarez, I would look at. Pete Alonso let us down a little bit. I think you could fade Pete Alonso today. I don't know if I will, but you could. I would look at Harrison Bader, who had a massive Friday. I would look at Jose Iglesias, which is still a cheap option. Mark Vientos. And I've been doing this a while. This just feels like the kind of game where we stack the Mets multiple different ways. I feel like that's the way we want to go here. I will take Quintana. I want nothing to do with Marquez. I'll take the Mets bats. If you want to sprinkle in some of the Rockies batters that we've talked about, I'm okay with that one as well. All right, next one. Ben Lively, Ryan Pepio. What are we going to get here? So we've got Lively here. It might be easier just to say the pitchers I don't like today to save some time. Let's do it that way. Let's finish off the first half of the MLB season with pitchers I am not going to be using today. I'm not using Trevor Rogers. I am stacking Cincinnati. Now, we stacked them yesterday. They absolutely rocked it. That would be one way to go. So if we just want to look at that real quick, that's a pretty good way to give an indication of the batters that we don't like. Tyler Stevenson against lefties, if he's in there, love Tyler Stevenson there. Ellie De La Cruz is another one. Reese Hines has been absolutely on fire. I think you got to get him in there as well. Jake Fraley against left-handed pitching, 303 batting average. That's another one to look at. Jonathan India batting 302. Noel V. Marte, only 14 plate appearance or at-bats. He's got a home run and a 357 batting average. The Guardians, or the Reds here, feel like we need to get another stack here. So I think we need to get the Reds as another stack, and I think it might be even multiple different stacks, just like the Mets for today. So there's just certain teams that we like. I'm not using Rogers. If it is Brisky, I'm not using him, but we don't know if it's him, so we can't confirm. We already went over Philly. I don't like Estes at all. Chad Kuhl, I really don't want anything to do with Chad Kuhl. I'd rather look at Pittsburgh bats here. So the bats that we would look at for Chad Kuhl, just depending on what we're looking for. Obviously, O'Neal Cruz, as long as he is in there, he's always a good bet to start your Pittsburgh stack in the right direction. So I would definitely look at O'Neal Cruz going up against Chad Kuhl, because not a lot of them have seen them. And that's kind of the thing. It is not confirmed that is Chad Kuhl. I don't believe. Yeah, because so that's the thing. Maybe it might not be Chad Kuhl. That's the problem. Or it is Chad Kuhl. So it might be an opener here. That's the problem too. So if he is an opener, I'm still looking at Pittsburgh and looking at going against their bullpen here. So I'm looking at these bats. O'Neal Cruz would be top of my list. McCutchen, I don't mind much. Brian Reynolds batting 281 with 17 bombs on the year. I like that there. Another one I'm kind of looking at is probably going to be... You could look at Rowdy Tellez batting 246 on the year with 8 bombs as well. So I do not mind those guys either. Mikolas. This is one where he's already faced the Cubs twice this year, got a W, 12.1 innings, 4 earned runs in those 2 games, 19.9 fantasy points. Those numbers are great. And we just saw St. Louis dismantle in the first game on Saturday. I think they put 9 runs up in the first inning. The Cubs are very up and down. You never know what you're going to get out of him. He just did 23.9. He was 6,400, so he's gone up a little bit in that game. But I still like Mikolas here. I'm not really looking at the Cubs bats today. I am looking at Mikolas there for sure. Again, Mets. We're stacking the Mets there against Marquez. Don't know if it's going to be Ryan Yarbrough or not, so we can't really confirm that right now. Colin Ray going up against Washington. So we look at Colin Ray, 3.81 ERA. Has not faced Washington this year. And we look at home and away. So Colin Ray at home, 376. Away, 386. So, not the best. So I'm probably not using Ray. I'm probably using the bats on both sides of this game. Because on the flip side for Milwaukee, or for Washington, is Jake Irvin. Actually, I kind of like Jake Irvin. So I don't know if I'll have Milwaukee as a stack. I think I'll have Washington as a stack. And I think I'll have Jake Irvin as one of my pitchers. So he's got a 3.13 ERA. Has not faced Milwaukee this year. Is coming off a bad game against the Mets, but a fantastic game against the Mets. Some fantastic games there. So he's been up and down. Splits-wise, on the road, he's actually been better on the road than at home. So all of these numbers are fantastic numbers. So just kind of looking at Washington bats that I would consider. C.J. Abrams batting 259 against right-handed pitching with 11 bombs I would look at. Luis Garcia batting 288 with 10 bombs I'm definitely looking at. I'm looking at Lane Thomas. Well, Lane Thomas isn't that good against righties. I'm only batting 205. He's way better against lefties. So I might not be looking at him. But James Wood, if he's in there, batting .318 with a home run. Kyber Ruiz is another one, and Riley Adams would be another one that I would look at stacking against Milwaukee and Colin Ray today. Jake Irvin for tournaments, but if you think Jake Irvin's going to have a bad game because he's coming off a bad game and he's had some bad games here, you want to look at Milwaukee bats that have had success. William Contreras is batting .400 with 1 home run against him, so I don't mind him. If we're stacking the bats here, William Contreras against Jake Irvin. I would look at Joey Ortiz batting .286 against right-handed pitching. I would look at Jackson Chourio batting .272 with 8 bombs against there. Christian Yelich batting .327 with 7 bombs. Christian Yelich's numbers overall, did not realize how good of a season he's had. Overall batting .327, 11 bombs. Fantastic. Great numbers out of him. The problem is the RBIs really aren't there. He's only got 27, but, that's the breaks for batting high up. Another one might be Rhys Hoskins. He's batting .223 against right-handed pitching with 10 home runs as well. So then Pepio going up against Cleveland. 4.21 ERA. When he's pitching at home, he's got a 4.56, so it's up there. I don't know if I trust him. He is coming off a good game against the Yankees. Everyone had a good game against the Yankees recently. Bad game against Kansas City. Good game against Seattle. Bad. Like, he's had a lot of bad ones, but at home he just has not been as good. So if we were to look at Cleveland bats, it's Stephen Kwan, Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez. I'd look a little bit at Andres Jimenez, and if you want to complete a 5th bat stack here, probably looking at David Fry if he is in there as well. I do not trust Pepio. And then Cleveland, Ben Lively. So we look at Ben Lively. 3.59 ERA is good. Not a good start against Detroit, 3.2, but a good start against the White Sox, Kansas City, and Toronto. Splits-wise, when he is on the road, he is actually worse on the road. So that kind of leads me to maybe we look a little bit at Tampa Bay bats. We haven't stacked Tampa Bay much this year. We really haven't. But if we are looking at stacking them today, and you want to look at the Tampa Bay bats that have success against right-handed pitching, Ben Rortvedt batting .287, I don't mind him. You've got Josh Lowe, I don't mind. Brandon Lau, I don't mind. Isak Paredes would be another one that I don't mind either. So those would be what I'd look at there. I'd like Cleveland as a stack a little bit more, but I don't mind Tampa Bay as a stack either. So probably not using pitching in this one. I'd rather look at the bats overall there. Then we come to probably not using Bayo, like we said. Probably I will be using Quintana a little bit. Mercado, if it is, I don't know if it is. It's not confirmed. I would use him a little bit, but again, his numbers aren't that good. He's not going deep into games, and Oakland's been hitting them for some reason, somehow. I don't know how. Taillon, looking at him against St. Louis, splits-wise, he's faced him twice this year. Giving up 16 hits in 2 games, 11.2 innings, only 5 earned runs, but averaging 8.4. I don't really like that. I'd rather look at St. Louis bats, I think, over taking Taillon. I'm probably fading Taillon for sure. Now, he is capable of having good games. We've used him this year, and he's had great games, but he scares me a little bit. He scares me a little bit more than he doesn't scare me, I should say. So the Cardinals bats against Taillon that have had success, Nolan Gorman batting .300 with a bomb. Lars Nootbaar batting .333 with a bomb. Pedro Pajes has a home run. But if we want to dig in and we want to look at these bats who have success against right-handed pitching, Wilson Contreras with 7 bombs, .265 batting average. Arenado batting .273 with 6 bombs. Mason Wynn would be a cheap option batting .309. No home runs, but he is there. Alec Burleson might be that elusive, lower-priced pick here. Against right-handed pitching this year, .327 batting average, 13 home runs, 43 RBIs. These are great numbers. I don't mind taking these guys here. Now, I think the Cardinals just placed someone on the IL. Hold on a second. Nope. Okay, I was thinking Nolan Gorman, but it was the Rockies' Nolan Jones. So we should be good. All of those batters have had success. If you want to pay up for Goldie, you can. If you want to pay for Arenado, you can. He has some good numbers there as well. Next one is Mitch Keller. I do love Mitch Keller here against the White Sox. I will be using him. Scherzer against Houston. Splits-wise has not faced them this year. 3.09 ERA. Game logs. The problem with Scherzer, he is still priced up like a stud, where he has not produced. So what we're looking for, basically 3 to 3.5 times value when you take a pitcher at around 8,800 or more. So we look at that. I probably am fading Scherzer. He is getting up there in 90 pitches, but the problem is he's not getting the fantasy points to pay for the 8,800. And both of these offenses are good. You got Ronel Blanco going in. Splits-wise, he's already faced Texas twice this year. Has a dub, 12 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs. The strikeouts are a little bit low, but he has had success. But the problem is he's 10,000, and you guys know we don't like to take $10,000 pitchers a ton. Sometimes it scares us, and little bit weary on that. Tournaments, Blanco I'm okay with, but honestly, I think I'd rather take the bats on both sides than taking either pitcher here. I just feel more comfortable with this. Again, for as many games there are today, there aren't a ton of pitching matchups that I love. I love the bats. This just kind of feels for me. I will bring you guys DFS content, but I might be taking a break with DFS today and just do sports betting, whether or not it's over under 1.5 bases, whether or not it's home run parlays. I don't love today as much as, for as many games there are, it's wild that I don't enjoy it as much as I should. Texas bats against Blanco that have had success. I mean, Jonah Heim batting 143 but has a home run. That's the only one with the home run. But if we look at the Texas bats against right-handed pitching, Jonah Heim this year batting 252 with 5 bombs against right-handers. Corey Seager, obviously your number one, batting 288 with 14 bombs. Travis Jankowski could be a cheap option if you're looking to stack the Rangers. 232 batting average, but does have a home run. Wyatt Langford's always one. Leota Taveras is another one. 245 batting average, 5 home runs for him. Houston bats. Against Texas, against Scherzer. Oh, it's Altuve. I don't mind Altuve. I would look at him. Obviously, Jordan is another one I would look at. John Singleton, a cheaper option. I don't mind John Singleton. Maybe, depending on what they decide to do. If Trey Cabbage is in there, maybe very cheap option for you. Bregman's another one. And then Jeremy Pena to round out the top 5 if you are looking for batters for the Astros. So that is technically that's the main slate. All 10 games of the main slate. That's the main slate breakdown right there. All right, before we get started on the 4-game afternoon slate, if this is too much information, again, on the website, we have a ton of information for you. Not only this article right here, but under the MLB tab, we have player projections, simulation models, Vegas numbers, batter splits, BVP, our cheat sheet. So this is yesterday's cheat sheet, so I just kind of wanted to show you what the sheet consists of, and if you have any questions, it's normally like 6 to 7 players at each position, and then we get to about 14 players for the outfield. Now, that is the cash. Now down here, those are the tournament picks. So as we can see, you've got a handful of the player pool that we want to look at. Then on stacks, we've got the pitchers we want to stack against. We got the batters in those stacks that we want to use today. So kind of look at that. Like just for instance, like the Yankees, home run. Didn't do much, but still a cheaper option. Double, like extra base hits. That's what we do. So you've got that. Then we've got ownership. So both Fanduel and DraftKings ownership. The weather for the day. And if you want to make this bigger, you can make it a big screen to make it a little bit easier to see. I'm still trying to figure out a better way for some of these pages on the website. We've got the weather that you can look at, humidity, whether or not it gives a plus to batters or pitchers. Then starting, we've got lineups to look at, to figure out, to have some exposure to. So those are there. And we also have some home run picks that we can pick as well. Just kind of a little fun thing. So I've gotten 50 over all, I don't always do 4. Sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 2, 3, 4. Gotten 55 correct calls this season so far. Last year, I think we had 85 total. So we're well on our way to beat that pace, which is awesome. So that's what we've got. That's the cheat sheet. Just a little glimpse into what FTA Plus is, $10 a month. So, that being said, we have 4 games on this. I guess this is the afternoon slate. So the main slate is the one that has the 10 games. But before we get started, the keyword of the day, I think this is pretty relevant for when I'm recording this. We're going to use the word shooter. And I'm not talking about Shooter McGavin. Shooter is that key word. But 4-game afternoon slate, Minnesota, San Francisco. We've got Chris Paddack versus Blake Snell. Now Snell making his second start. Didn't do too bad his last start. But we've got Paddack. Has not faced San Francisco this year. This is a pitcher's park, but he does have a 5.18 ERA. So it's kind of up there. He really hasn't done much lately. Had a little bit of time off in between here, being hurt. Came back last week, 5 innings against the White Sox. Didn't do much. Against San Francisco, I don't think I want to take him. Because you see away games, even though this is a massive ballpark, I think I'd rather look at the San Francisco bats against him. I don't think I'll have any exposure to Paddack whatsoever. But then we got to look at Blake Snell. Minnesota can usually hit lefties. So he hasn't really done much. 3 walks, 3 Ks, 5 innings there against Toronto. Obviously, you'd love to see more strikeouts. Goes up against a Minnesota team. Normally, they can hit lefties. Minnesota against Blake Snell. Santana has a home run. Buxton has a home run. That's it. Normally, we like to take Ryan Jeffers against a lefty. 4 home runs, 260 batting average. Willie Castro against left-handed pitching, 345 batting average with 3 bombs. Got Carlos Correa, 309 batting average with 5 bombs. Then you've got Carlos Santana, 295 batting average, 5 bombs. Byron Buxton, 318 batting average, 3 home runs. Manny Margot, 294 batting average, 3 bombs as well. I don't trust Blake Snell enough. I'd rather focus on the bats in this one. I don't trust Paddack, and I don't trust Snell. Snell could have a great game. This is a great pitcher's park. Minnesota hits lefties quite well. San Francisco bats, if we want to look at San Francisco bats against Paddack, Tyro Estrada batting 231 with 7 bombs. Fitzgerald has 303 batting average with a home run. Mike Yastrzemski batting 227 with 8 home runs. Patrick Bailey, 276 with 7 bombs. Jorge Soler, 217 batting average, 7 bombs. Is Soler hurt? Or is he back? He is back. When did he come back? Oh, he's been back. Or he wasn't hurt. What am I thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think I'd rather take Minnesota as a stack here, but I would not mind the San Francisco bats that we just talked about. Next game, Seattle at the Angels. They believe it's going to be Roansy Contreras. He did last pitch on Tuesday. Game logs, he's not going deep into games. It then turns over to bullpen days. I'm not trusting him. I'm not trusting the bullpen. I'd rather take Seattle bats here. And I don't think it should be too... You'll see who we're talking about. Let's put it that way. Then on the flip side with Seattle, Logan Gilbert. I do love Logan Gilbert. 9,700, he is expensive, but his splits are great. On the road, he's even better. Game logs, obviously he has not faced Angels this year, but coming off 7K, 6-3, 6-9, like these are there. I do like Logan Gilbert. He's the picture of the video in the article for a reason. I don't want any of the Angels bats. I will take Seattle bats. Got to get Cal Raleigh Big Dumper in there. He's got to be in there. But again, it's a Sunday, so he might not be playing, or he might DH, so it's definitely something to look at. Another one I would look at would be Rojas. I would take Rojas there. If I'm trying to complete a Seattle stack, I'm taking Julio Rodriguez. Got double-digit home runs this year. Luke Raley, another one with double-digit home runs, I would look at. You could even look at Dylan Moore. I don't mind Dylan Moore either. Maybe even a little bit of Ty France if we're trying to get a full stack here. So in this game, I will take Logan Gilbert, and I will take the Mariners bats. Next one, Toronto at Arizona. You got Yusei Kikuchi going up against Arizona. So he's been a frustrating one as well. Never know what we're going to get. But splits-wise, on the road, he is a little bit better on the road, but still has a 3.74 ERA. Huge, great game against San Francisco. 7.1 innings, 13 strikeouts. 34.9. But then against Houston, 14.6. 14.3 against the Yankees. That's where they lost 16-5. Minus 2.9 against Cleveland. That scares me. So if we look at Arizona bats against left-handed pitching, Gabriel Moreno, I don't mind. Doesn't have any home runs, though, but I don't mind him. Ketel Marte, batting .338 with 11 bombs. He's my number one. And if he leads off, it's even better. Christian Walker, .286 with 4 bombs. I do not mind him. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. batting .350 with 5 bombs against lefties. Jake McCarthy batting .380. I don't mind these guys. I'm probably fading Kikuchi. I don't trust him. I don't want anything to do with him. And then Zach Gallen going in, 3.33 ERA, splits-wise, 2.36 at home. I love Gallen. I will be having Zach Gallen. So he's had a couple of bad starts here. Penciled in with a good start against Oakland. Toronto has not seen them this year. Overall, 39 plate appearances, 194 in his career. I will take Zach Gallen, and I will take those Arizona bats that we talked about. Then the final game, the Braves at the Padres, is the final one for the first half. Chris Sale going up against San Diego. He is 10,200. This is a pitcher's park. He has already faced them once this year. 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. I do like Chris Sale. But if you think he's going to falter for whatever reason, if you have an inkling or you think that's going to happen, that's on you. The bats for San Diego that we would look at. So no one's hit a home run against him in this current roster. But batters this year for San Diego against left-handed pitching, you've got Luis Arraez batting .286. You got Donovan Solano batting .302. Bogarts is back. You could look at him. Machado batting only .239 with 4 bombs. David Peralta, 7 at-bats, .429 batting average. Very skewed. Or Jurickson Profar, 96 plate appearances, a .344 batting average, and 5 home runs as well. Those would be the bats that I would look at if I'm not taking Sale. But personally, if I were to play, I would probably be taking Sale today. Then on the flip side for San Diego, Randy Vasquez, 4.66 ERA. He's already faced them once this year. 6 innings, 3 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts. I'd rather take the Braves bats here against Randy Vasquez. Marcell Ozuna, batting 3 for 4 with a home run against him. For sure. Eddie Rosario would be a cheap option. I would look at him. Only batting 182 against righties, but I would still take him in a stack. Jared Kelenic batting 263 with 9 home runs. I would look at Kelenic. Austin Riley batting 283 with 9 bombs is another one I would look at. If you want to get a little bit cheaper, Orlando Arcia batting 230 with 7 bombs. I don't mind. And if for some reason he is in there for the day, I don't know why he would be, but if Zach Short is in there, I would take him as a cheap option at 2,100 if he's in there to complete a Braves stack in this 4-game afternoon slate. There you have it. That is the breakdown. Those are all of the games, all of the pitchers that we like, all of the batters in the games of the pitchers that we like for the first season. Now, that being said, we do have some ballpark factors. There is a lot of wind today, a lot of hot humidity where the balls could fly out of there. So the games I would probably look at, Pittsburgh at Chicago White Sox. The wind is blown out. It's got the best odds for home run, 38%. American Family Field, Washington at Milwaukee. If you don't trust either of those pitchers, you want to stack this game, 35% chance of home runs. Oakland at Philly. If you want to stack Philly, I do not mind, 90% chance. Great American Ballpark, Miami at Cincy. Love me a Cincy stack here, 33% chance of home runs. So we're not doing pitches be crazy today because this is not the best slate overall. But we will look at all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating right now for you guys. So these are after 10,000 simulations. So number 1, Bobby Witt Jr. Number 2 is Juan Soto. 3, Vinny Pasquantino. 4, Jarren Duran. 5, Jose Ramirez. 6, Michael Massey. 7, Marcell Ozuna. 8, Matt Olson. 9, Austin Riley. A lot of Braves. 10, Austin Wells. 11, Lamont Wade Jr. 12, Seiya Suzuki. And 13, Travis d'Arnaud. So out of this, it's got 4 Braves, 3 Royals, 2 Yankees, but Judge is right next to there with being there. So I love Judge today as well. Those are just some of them. Again, once news comes out, all of the pitchers are shown. We know who's hitting. We know who's pitching. The weather kind of shapes up. We will be able to build out even more with simulations. So that's what I've got in this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you had a fantastic first half of the season with FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. If you're new to the channel, congratulations for finding us, but good luck winning some of our free content out there with the contests that we have. So again, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed or joined us this year. If you're new today, welcome. Again, I'm having a kid Thursday at the very latest, and then we have the All-Star break, so this will be the last time I have a video, probably, most likely, until next Monday. So the 21st, probably. I can't guarantee it. So I just wanted to let you guys know. If we do not have video that day for whatever reason and we don't have any content on the website, we are still going to give you, however many days I'm out, I'm going to add that to the end of your FTA Plus membership if you guys have a membership. So welcome to the family. Road to 100,000 starts with you. Good luck today. And as always, let's bring them some bacon. Peace.